Hey, hi guys. Thanks for joining in. Let's discuss one more transformation today. So today we'll be discussing lookup transformation. Okay. So which is one more very important transformation in Informatica. So lookup transformation is a passive transformation, and there are two types of lookup transformations. One is connected lookup. The other one is unconnected lookup. Okay, I hope by this time you know what is connected, what is unconnected, and what is active, what is passive transformations. Okay, if you still have any questions, please refer to my previous sessions. If you are facing any difficulties, let me know. I will take some more example and try to make the concepts much more clear. Okay. So these are the two types of lookup transformations. But what is a passive transformation? We will call a transformation as a passive transformation when the number of input records which are coming into the transformation is equal to the number of records which are going out of the transformation. Such type of transformations are referred as passive transformations. What is a connected lookup? Or what are the transformation which are referred as connected, which are part of the pipeline, or the transformation which are part of the pipeline are referred as connected lookups or like connected transformations. What are unconnected transformation? The transformation which are not part of the pipeline, excuse me, which are not part of the pipeline are referred as unconnected transformations. Okay, so there are two types of lookup transformation. One is connected lookup, the other one is unconnected lookup, which we will be seeing shortly. Okay, so it is a passive transformation by default, but we can make a lookup transformation as an active transformation also. Okay, I will show you that option as well. So what is a use case? Like why we will be using lookup transformation? Generally, lookups are used to get related values. Get related values based upon a lookup condition that we will be specifying it in the lookup transformation. Okay, based upon a lookup condition, we'll be getting some values. This condition will be specifying in the lookup transformation only. I will show you that one, that also. Okay, it is generally used to get related values. That's it. Okay, and the functionality. When it comes to functionality, lookup transformation it acts as a left outer join only. Acts as a left outer join. I hope you know what is left outer, right? Left outer join is nothing but it will give you match a record from both the tables and unmatched record from the left table. Okay, that is nothing but left outer join. So whenever you are working with the lookup transformation, you need to keep all these 4 points in your mind. And or like whenever in interviews, people when they ask about what is lookup transformation, you need to tell all these 4 points. Okay, you need to tell that lookup transformation is a passive transformation by default, and there are two types of transformations, lookup transformation. One is connected lookup transformation, the other one is unconnected lookup transformation. And generally it is used to get related values based upon the lookup condition. A lookup condition, or like whenever there is a match, we can get a related value, or like whenever it satisfies lookup condition. Okay, and it also acts as a left outer join only when it comes to functionality. So before going into the lab, I hope all these 4 points are clear. Okay, if not, like you can understand when we are performing the labs also. Each and every point I will be discussing there as well. Now go to the Oracle SQL. Let me check. I think let me use EMP. Okay, I have 8 records. Let me use DEPTID table. Okay. So see, observe, understand the source and target source tables and target tables. Okay. So how many columns are there in employee? 4 columns. What are the columns? Employee ID, employee name, employee salary, and department ID. And what is the departments table contain? It contains department ID and department names. Okay. So we have employees data along with some departments data also, department names also. So now go to the target and see what table. I think EMPTGT is the best table that I can use at this point of time. Okay, yeah. So see here, the target table contain again 4 columns, but it contains employee ID, employee name, employee salary, but instead of department ID, it contains department names. So take a requirement now. So the requirement is the business is asking us to load the employees data. Load the employees data into the target table, into the target, along with the department names. That's it. Take this requirement. We have already seen this requirement by using joins. Okay. Don't get confused by discussing about joins at this point of time, but just understand that the requirement is like we need to load the employees data along with their department names into the target table. Okay, let's observe how we can achieve by using a lookup transformation in Informatica. Okay, let's go to mapping designer. So see here. So the prerequisite, I hope you already know all these basic 3 steps and the prerequisite step. What is the prerequisite step? The first thing is like we need to import the source definitions and target definitions that are required for our development, right? So go to the source tab. We already have the employees table and departments table. See, these are the 2 tables which we needed, right? These are the 2 source tables. And what is the target table? EMP-TGT is the target table. I already imported into Informatica the source and target definitions. So I will be ignoring the first prerequisite step. Okay. For you, when you're practicing, you need to perform the prerequisite step also. What other tables that you want to use it in your development, please bring those or import those into Informatica. Okay. So that is a prerequisite step. Now I am ignoring because I already imported the required tables, whatever required for me to start my development. Okay. Now go to the first step of the first 3 basic steps. What is the first step? We need to create a mapping. Where we will be creating a mapping? We need to be on the mapping designer. Go to mapping step, click create, give some meaningful name. The mapping name starts with small m, underscore, some meaningful name. Since we are discussing about lookup transformation, let me write it down as a lookup transformation. Click OK and drag the sources that are required. I will be dragging only employee source into the mapping and target EMP-TGT into the mapping. So see here, we can perform by using joins by dragging the departments table also. But now what is the use case now? Like we need to achieve this requirement by using a lookup transformation. When we will be using lookup, when we will be using joins, I will tell you what are the differences between joins and lookups. Okay, don't worry about those points now. Okay, just observe. Like now we will be performing a lookup on the departments table and we'll be getting the department names into the target table. So how we will be creating a transformation? We need to be going to the transformation tab, go to click create, and from the drop down, select the lookup transformation. And the naming convention for lookup is LKP underscore some meaningful name. Since we are doing a lookup on the departments table, I just named as DEPT. Click create. See, now when a new window opens up. Okay. So in here, you need to tell Informatica where your table or wherever the file or whatever it is, you need to tell Informatica on which side it is, whether it is present on the source side or whether it is present on the target side. What does that mean? We need to tell Informatica whether it is on the source DB side or it is on the target DB side, or if it is a file, whether it is contains in the source or whether it contains in the target side, or whether it is whether you want to use it as a source qualifier. If like on these three tabs, if it is not available, then you can import also from relational table and from flat file. Okay, as just like how you imported a source and targets, right? You can make use of this import option also if it is not available in Informatica already. Since we already had the departments table on the source side, select the source because we need to do a lookup on the departments table, right? So since I selected source because the departments table is imported as a source into the source tab here. See, this is nothing but source. Whatever you select source, this is nothing but this source tab only. See my arrow. Okay. So go and select departments table. Just don't worry about this option. I will tell you. So this option return all values on multiple match. I will tell you after we discuss this requirement. Okay. Now select the source tab, select the table that you want to do a lookup. departments table, we need to do a lookup on the table, right? Click OK. That's it. The lookup is created, done. That's it. And get DEPTID into the lookup transformation, because we need to pass a condition, right? We need to pass like the lookup condition or a matched column, something like that, right? So double click the lookup transformation, open ports, nothing to do here, but I will rename it as a in underscore DEPTID so that we know that it's a column which is coming from input or source side. Now go to the condition tab. We need to specify lookup condition on the condition tab. Go and add a new condition. See, click here. Okay, you need to give the condition and then go to ports tab. Nothing to do here. Click apply, click OK. That's it. Now what you do, since we are discussing, this is a connected. Why I am saying connected? See, observe here. I will be connecting EMP ID, EMP name, EMP sal from the source, and I'm taking the department name from the department lookup. Okay. See, so everything is connected in this mapping, right? That's why the lookup transformation, what we created is a connected, because it is connected to this source side and is connected to the target side. It is a part of the pipeline, right? That's why we call this lookup transformation as a connected lookup transformation. Let's go and save it and check whether the mapping is valid. It is valid. The first step is creation of a mapping is finished. What is our second step? So we need to create a workflow. Where we will be creating a workflow, you need to go to workflow manager, right? So this W icon is nothing but workflow manager. Click on this icon. You will be creating all the workflows on the workflow designer, right? You need to be on the workflow designer. At the same time, you need to be on the workflow designer tab. Go to workflows tab, click create, give some meaningful name. That workflows always starts with small wf. Sorry, I think I get edit. So small wf underscore followed by session name or mapping name, LKP transformation, meaningful name. Okay, since we are discussing lookup, I just named it under lookup transformation. Click apply, click OK. The workflow is created. Now you can create a session, right? You can go to task, click create, select the session and give the name here, or you can make use of shortcut icon. Select this icon, click on the workspace, and it displays all the mappings that are available in that specific folder where you're working. So it contains only one mapping right now. That's why it's showing only one mapping. And select the mapping that you want to use it for your session. Click OK. The session is created. Double click. What is the important step? We need to tell Informatica where our source and target options, target objects are present, right? Go to mapping step, go to source, give proper connection where our source table is present. Go to target, give proper connection where our target table is present. It is present in TGT DB user. Click OK. Now, very important, whenever you are doing a lookup on the table, like whenever your lookup is a table, a relational table, or a database object, you need to provide that connection for lookup also. Go to lookups tab, just like source and target, provide the connection, proper connection. Okay. Go to where is our lookup table present? It is on the source DB user, right? It is in the source DB user. Select that source DB user, click OK. That's it. Go to target now. Configure the properties which we already discussed. We know the truncate target option, right? What it will do, it will truncate all the data that is there in the table, and it will load freshly. No need of delete here. No need of update as update also, because we always do insert only. Okay, and go to general tab. Select these two options, because fail parent, if this task fails, means whenever session got failed, we want Informatica to fail the workflow also. But for some reason, if the task doesn't run also, we want Informatica to fail the workflow. So these are the two options. Click apply, click OK. That's it. Now what we need to do, we need to link the workflow with the session, right? You go and use the link task from the task tab, or make use of this shortcut icon, line link tasks, right? Select this icon, drag the workflow to the session. That's it. Go to repository, save it. Workflow is valid, right? All right. Let me, before running the job, right click, arrange all in horizontal. Before running the job, I will show you what is there in the target table. There is no data, right now. Let's run it and see. Right click, start workflow. Let's see whether it will get succeeded or it will throw you an error. Okay, it got succeeded. Go to source and target statistics. See, observe here. It is clearly saying that it read 8 records in from the source, 8 records it loaded into the target. Now go and check whether it populated the department name or not. See, so we got all the 8 records, and we also got the department name also. Okay, but the thing is like there are 2 records which doesn't have a department names, right? Go and check. Selena and Kaigo doesn't have any department names in the target table. Why? Because when you go and see the employees table, to which department they belong? 50 department, right? Go and check whether the Selena and Kaigo's department 50 is there in departments table or not. Okay. So there is no 50 department. That's why Informatica loaded as a null values into the target. So there is one option. If you want to load this type of unmatched data instead of nulls, if you want to pass any null values, you can pass it like I will show you. Go to mapping designer, open the lookup transformation, go to ports tab. Here on the department name, select the department port, and on the under the default value here, we can pass unknown. Or you can pass 0. Instead of nulls, if you want to pass 0, click OK. Okay. And save it. You are making a change, right? You need to save it. The mapping is valid. Now, whenever you made a change in the mapping, right click on the session, refresh mapping, the yellow icon appears, go and save it, and the yellow icon disappear. Now right click and start workflow. See here. Again read 8 records from the source, 8 records it loaded into target. Now go and check the target table. Again query this target table. See, clearly it is loading with 0 values. So you can pass the default values when you are using connected lookup. Okay, I hope that is clear. Let's make a note of that point also. I'll discuss again, but that's fine. We can pass lookup supports default values. Okay, I hope that is clear. I will make a note of this point and I will come back to this point again after some time. Okay, let's go and check what is the next thing that we can tell. So I want to discuss this thing also. Go and observe here. What are the employees who belong to department 10? Scott and Ryan, right? And go to departments table. These 2 employees belong to department 10. So go and check in the departments table. See, and for department 10, there is 2 department names. One is IT and the other one is tech. So but both department names have the same department ID number, right? But what is the value which is loaded into the target? Tech, right? So this happened because double click go to the mapping designer, double click, open the lookup transformation, go to properties tab. See here, it right now the lookup policy on multiple match. So whenever it finds a multiple match, we are saying that use any value. By default, the value is set to use any value. But if you want to use the first value and observe the output, see, you made a change, save it. And Informatica is not auto save. Always you never forget to save it whenever you make a changes. You make a change in a mapping, right? You need to right click, refresh mapping, save it. The yellow icon disappear. Right click and start workflow now. Okay. So see here, previously it loaded the target department names as tech for Scott and Ryan. Now it got succeeded. Now let's run the query again. Select query. See, this time it loaded as IT. Why it's happening? Because previously it is configured by default use any value, right? So Informatica picked tech as a department ID 10. Now we are saying that the properties tab, we are set the lookup policy on multiple match as first value. That's why it took IT as the first value. And if you go and use the last value, it again load with tech only, because that's the last value for department ID 10. There are only 2 department ID 10s values, right? One is IT and the other one is tech. Save it, right click. I hope that is clear. It's very easy to understand this concept. We can also, whenever we find a multiple match, Informatica finds a multiple match, we can also report it as errors also. I'll show you that one also. See, now it will load again as a tech. It got succeeded. Let me show you. It got succeeded. Now go and check target query. This time the Scott and Ryan's record will be text. See, use any value, use last value, use first value. And what is the fourth option? Report as a error. So whenever it finds a multiple match, we can tell Informatica, please report it as a errors also. So these are the four important options for lookup policy on multiple match. Okay, let me write it down. It's very important point also. Let me take this out because I will be discussing this point again. Lookup policy on multiple match. Okay, what are the four options? Use first value, second value, report an error, report error or report an error. Okay, use any value, which is the default option. By default, when you create lookup transformation, the lookup policy on multiple match, will be set to use any value. Okay, and these are the four options for lookup policy on multiple match. Okay, so come back here. What I made, like what did I made a statement? I said that you can create a lookup, like by default lookup is a passive transformation, right? But when you are creating a lookup, you can make a lookup transformation as active also. How you can make it? Let me show you that one also. Right click, let me delete it because I need to create again, right? Go to transformation tab, click create, select the lookup from the list of the transformations, LKP and DEPTID. When you are creating, see, observe here clearly. See here, go to source tab. Where is our departments table present? It is on the source side, right? So go to source. If your table present on the target side, then you can select target. If you want to use a source call fair, then you can go to source call fair. Okay, if your lookup table or lookup file is not present at all these three tabs, you can import it. Use import option. Okay, something like that. But now the department table is on the source side. That's why I just go to source tab, select the departments table. See here, observe this output. Observe this option. Return all values on a multiple match. When you check this box, that means that it will return all the values on multiple match also. It means that it will make the lookup as an active transformation by using this value. Okay, in interviews they will always ask you to like how you can make a lookup transformation as active transformation. You can tell them that when you are creating a lookup transformation, you need to select return all values on multiple match. Okay, let me write it down. Okay, then go here. We can make a lookup transformation as an active transformation by checking return all on multiple match option while creating lookup transformation. Okay, this is a very, very important point. Okay, especially in interviews. I hope that is clear. Let me bring this one down. Take this one up. Okay, so this is one more important point. So let's move on to unconnected lookup. We have seen the one which we have seen now is a connected lookup, right? Where is that? Okay, we have seen connected lookup. Now we'll be seeing unconnected lookup. We'll take the same requirement. What is the requirement? Load employees data into target along with the department names, right? The business is looking in order to load the business requirement is like they are asking us to load the employees data along with their department names into target. Before that, let me truncate this table. Okay, truncate table name. Good. Okay. Let's show you because we'll be truncating the table. There is no data in the target table. Okay, so since we want to discuss unconnected lookup, go to mapping designer. Nothing here, like the functionality remains the same, but the differences, what is the difference between connected and unconnected lookup, I will explain now. Okay, so go to transformation tab, or you can create like this, or see here, there is a shortcut icon, right? This icon, see my arrow. Okay, this icon, I'm selecting this icon, clicking on the workspace. See what is the box that popped up? It's asking us while creating lookup, it's asking us where is our lookup table or file present. It is on the source side. Select department, click OK. That's it. Nothing to do here. Open your lookup. In order to pass a condition, we need to create a dummy port as input port because we want this as a unconnected lookup, right? I will show you how we can do that. Okay, now pass the condition. Before that, make both the condition ports should be of the same data type and same precision values. Okay, otherwise it will throw you an error that the data types are mismatched. If you want to show me, like let me show that also. Go to make it a string. Now go and create a condition. See here, when you are applying, what is the error? The lookup condition is not valid. Data types for ports department ID does not match. In order to avoid this type of errors, we must always make the lookup condition port should be of same data type as well as same precision values, which is very, very important. Okay, now see, apply. Is there an error? No, right? That's good. So see here, when a lookup, in connected lookup, there is no need to select anything. But in unconnected lookup, we need to tell Informatica, or we need to select a return port. See, R is nothing for return. Okay, when I'm hovering on R, see, it's displaying as a return. So we need to tell Informatica as which port is a return port. Select department name. Because we need department name, right? So we are saying that this is the return port. Whenever, please, like whenever we find a condition satisfied or whenever it finds a match, please return this port department name. That's it. Click apply, click OK. So whenever you are using unconnected lookup, let me delete these links. The unconnected lookup, whenever we are using unconnected lookups, we always need to use expression transformation in order to call unconnected lookup port. Okay, let's do that. Go to the transformation, click create, go to drop down, use expression. The expression naming convention should be exp underscore some name. Okay, you give some meaningful name. So okay, so we have created. Let's bring all the ports from the source, whatever the required, or like we have only 4, right? Let's bring all. Okay, now double click the expression transformation, go to ports tab, go here and click a new port, add a new port to this transformation. Okay, let me write it down as out dot, because I'm creating a output port only. Okay, out dot dept name. Okay, make this one as a 50 and make this as a select only output, uncheck the input. Okay, because it is output port, right? And now go to expression editor. Now see here, it's very easy. Go to functions. Below there is a lookup function tab, right? Go expand that, double click this one. Okay, and the function automatically appears. So what is the port that we will be getting? Department name, right? Validate, success. Click OK, click apply, click OK, and connect the respective ports, whatever needed for our targets, right? We'll be taking this department as department name here. Okay, before that, let me I think I need to use a department ID. Validate. Okay. Department name. It's not allowing me to do that. Oh, maybe. We got it. I think it's automatically getting connected here because we need to use it as unconnected, right? Go and delete this link. Open the lookup. Return port we selected and the condition we already specified. That's good. Only thing is like we don't need to use why it's creating this one. Okay, output port. EPT ID. And now it's okay. Apply. Click OK. And then connect the DEPT name to output DEPT name to department name. Now go and save it and see whether the mapping is valid or not. So the mapping is valid. See here, the lookup is not part of the pipeline, right? That's why it is called as unconnected lookup. Observe here. So what we finished the first step, right? Creating a mapping. And what is the second thing? We made a change to the existing session only, right? So we need to right click, refresh mapping. Okay. And go to repository, save. Before that, we changed the lookup. We deleted the lookup and recreated it, right? And in that case also, we need to provide the relation connection again. We need to tell Informatica whenever you delete any like a lookup transformation, we need to whenever you recreate the lookup transformation, you need to check whether the connection is already pointing to the correct database or not. We need to give the proper connection. Okay, srcdb user, which contains our lookup object. Click OK. Click apply. Click OK. Save it and see what happens. Okay. See, before I run the job, I want to show you the target table. Is there a data? No, right? So right click, execute the workflow. Observe what happens here. 8 rows read, 8 rows loaded into the target table, right? Now go and check the, see, we got the department names. This time we used unconnected lookup in order to get the department names. So this is not part of the pipeline. That's why it's called as a unconnected lookup. Okay. So the main point here is, let me show you. Write it down here. It's very important. Okay. So unconnected lookup is generally used along with expression transformation only. Used along with expression transformation, because without expression transformation, we cannot use the lookup function, right? Unconnected lookup function. That's why we need to use expression transformation whenever we are working with unconnected lookup. Okay. And one more thing is like it must contain at least one port to send output, one lookup port in order to send output. Okay. Don't forget that point. And see here, like we need to understand that function also, unconnected lookup function. So in expression, what I did, LKP underscore, let me copy it from there only. I will explain what it is. Okay. Go to Notepad. So see here, in unconnected, function looks like this, right? So it's nothing but colon LKP is the function, starts with dot. This LKP trans is nothing but your lookup name. Okay, and this one is like argument, that what you want to pass, like a lookup condition column. Okay, so this is function syntax, start with colon LKP dot LKP lookup transformation name. Yeah, and the argument. Yeah, I hope that is clear. So this is unconnected lookup transformation name only. Unconnected. So on. Okay. So this LKP trans. See here, if I change the name, automatically it will change in the expression also. Let me rename this one. Underscore LKP unconnected or something. Underscore unconnected. Okay. Click OK. Click apply. Click OK. Now go to expression and observe here. So it didn't change, right? But let me delete it and get the lookup. See, when I'm double click this one, see what happened? It started with colon LKP, but it gave us the lookup transformation name, right? And pass the arguments, something like that. Okay. So that is what I have discussed here. We need to understand how we will be calling unconnected, how we'll be using unconnected lookup function. Okay, it's like colon LKP dot lookup transformation name, unconnected lookup transformation name, and in the brackets, you need to pass the arguments. I hope that is clear. If not, please comment. I will try my level best to take one more example and try to understand, make you guys understand. Okay. So these are the main points. But now, when it comes to interviews, very, very important points now. So they will ask you, what is the difference between connected and unconnected? Or when you will be going with connected and when we will be going with unconnected. Okay. In that case, the first point is like you need to tell, like whenever you are using connected lookup, like a connected lookup is a part of the pipeline, right? That is the first point. Let me write it down everything. Okay. Connected lookup will be part of the pipeline. Okay. When it comes to unconnected lookup, it will not be a part of the pipeline, right? Let me write down here. Unconnected lookup will not be part of the pipeline. So that is the first difference. And what is the second difference? Connected lookup can return multiple ports. This is very important point. Okay, we can pass multiple ports from the connected lookup. We can return multiple ports from the connected lookup. Returns multiple ports. Okay, and unconnected lookup can return only one port, single port. Remember that point. Okay, when you will be going with connected, when you will be going with unconnected, this is one more very important point. Okay, returns only single port, only one port. So only one port. Okay. So let's go to the third point. So we have seen the default values, right? Connector lookup will support default values. Like whenever there is a no match, the Informatica will be loading null values, right? But we can pass a default values. Instead of passing null values, we can pass zeros or something like that. Okay. We have already seen. Okay. The connector lookup supports default values and unconnected lookup does not support lookup values. Sorry, default values. I hope that is clear. Does not. Okay. Well, let me take this one. Does not support default values. So these are the main points that you need to tell to in interviews. Okay, whenever they ask you what are the difference between connected and unconnected lookups, you need to tell all these 3 points. So there is one more point which is very important also, but let me write it down. But I will explain the dynamic cache concept like in the coming sessions. At that point, this point will be much more clear. Right now, just keep in mind. Okay, so connected lookup supports dynamic cache concept, but unconnected lookup. Unconnected lookup does not support dynamic caching. Okay, what is dynamic cache? How we can implement everything? We'll be seeing in the coming sessions. Okay, don't worry at this point of time. But these are the 4 very important points that you need to tell in any interviews. If they ask you about what is connected lookup and unconnected lookup, okay, difference between connected and unconnected lookups. So these are the main points. And one more question, they're going to ask you, what is the difference between joins and when you will be going with joins? Okay, so one of the main difference is like, let me give you that also. Lookup versus joins. When you will be using joins, when you will be using lookups. So lookups generally, see, lookup join supports only equi-joins. What does that mean? Joins supports only equi-joins. Let me show that one. It will be very clear. Equi-joins, okay. And lookup supports non-equi-joins also. Okay, non-equi-joins. Okay, so let me show you. See here, when you go here in the lookup condition, even if it is connected or unconnected, see the operator. When in the conditions tab, see we can pass non-equi-joins, right? Equal to, less than, equal to, greater than, less than, equal to, less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. So these many operators we can use in the lookup transformation, non-equi-joins. But when you use join transformation, let me take joiner quickly. Okay. Let me open, go to condition. Okay, I cannot, let me drag before that. Let me drag it here and let me take this one there. I don't want these ones. I just want to show you what is the difference. Okay, don't worry about what I'm doing here. Just observe what is the difference. Let me take departments into here. Okay, and ID equal to here. That's fine. Now go to condition. See here, when you create a condition, what is the operator? There is only one operator. Only equal to we can use in joins. But when it comes to lookup, we can use multiple non-equi joins, right? Equal to, less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. So many joins with non-equi joins we can use. We can use only equi join in the equal to symbol in the joiner transformation. I hope that is clear. Okay, that is one point you can tell. You can use only equal to in joins, but you can use multiple non-equi joins in the lookup transformation. That is the first point. What is the second point? See here in the properties tab, we can write SQL. There is SQL override, right? Lookup supports SQL override, or lookup contains SQL override. But go to joins and check if in the properties tab, is there a SQL override? No, it doesn't support any SQL override. In that way, that is our second point you need to tell. So lookup override, lookup SQL override is supported or present in lookup transformation. Joins doesn't, joiner transformation does not have lookup override concept, like SQL override concept. So what does that mean? We can write SQL statements in lookup transformation properties tab, but we cannot write any SQLs apart from specifying the join types. We cannot do anything here in the properties tab. We cannot write any SQL. Okay, I hope that is clear. So these are the 2 main points that you can tell when it comes to difference between lookup and joins, which are very, very important. Definite interview question. Okay, please make a note of all these points. So I hope whatever we discussed, it is clear. So like today we have seen like lookup transformation, how we can use a connected lookup, how we can use unconnected lookup, what are the difference between connected lookup and unconnected lookup, why, when we will be using connected lookup, when you will be using unconnected lookup, and what is the difference between joins and lookup. Okay, all these things we have seen. And we also seen like how we can make a lookup transformation as an active transformation. And we also seen the lookup policy on multiple match. Like there are 4 options, right? Use first value, use second value, and report. We can also send it report an error when there is a multiple match. Use any value. All these points we have seen. And we have seen also how we can call unconnected lookup using expression transformation. Look on unconnected lookup function. Okay, and these are the very, very important points: connected lookup versus unconnected lookup transformations. Okay, connected lookup will be part of the pipeline, and connected lookup will not be a part of the pipeline. Connected lookup returns multiple ports, unconnected lookup returns only one port. Connected lookup support default values. This also we have seen with an example. Unconnected lookup doesn't support default values. Connected lookup support dynamic cache. Unconnected lookup doesn't support dynamic cache. So this dynamic cache concept I will be taking in our coming sessions. Okay, when we are discussing dynamic cache implementation, dynamic lookup implementation, I will be explaining what are the different type of caches: static cache, dynamic cache, and persistent cache. All these things I will be taking care there. Okay. And what is different between lookup and joins? Joins support equi-joins only. Lookup supports non-equi-joins as well. Lookups LKP, like a lookup SQL override, is supported in lookup transformation, and join transformation doesn't have any SQL override to write any SQL scripts. Okay, all these are very important point. I hope everything is clear. If not, please drop a comment. I will try my level best in order to take some more examples and try to make you guys understand the concepts better. Okay, thank you. Until then, take care, guys. Yeah, we'll meet.